Hello everyone, today I'll show you around the Deck 52 Space Wrecked card game. Some pirates wrecked your ship and the only way you can rescue yourself is by navigating through a ship to the rescue shuttle. This is a quick solo dungeon crawl game where the player moves through randomly generated floor plans while fighting enemies and resolving obstacles. Today we'll be going through the official instructions. These are divided into two halves. This one with the setup and the game sequence of the base game, and this one with the campaign. So we'll start with the setup of the game. First of all, you have to take the health cards, which have this cross on top, and take the cards numbered 1 through 4 and place the ones with 1 bar, then 2 bars, then 3 bars and 4 bars somewhere in the side of your playing field, so you still have space around this card. The other ones we'll take a look in a bit. Now you take the action cards. These are numbered 1 through 7, but then cards 6 and 7 are actually special to some characters, which we'll go over next. The action cards actually serve as kind of a die, like where in other games you roll a die. Here you actually draw an action card for randomness. So put them, like the instructions say, just to the right of your health, and we'll take a look at this now. Now comes the fun to pick a hero. You've got these 2 cards with 2 characters each on both sides. And today we'll roll with the scientist. Now every character has special items in their inventory and also some ability. So for example, the scientist takes the force field X card and oxygen inventory cards. These have the loot box on the top, and on the other side you can actually see what they do. So let's take the force field, which is this one right here. So we'll put it right here, and then the access card, and right here. And the oxygen right here. Now these are the cards you will draw when you encounter a loot box. So for now, just put them over to the top. And some characters also give you extra action cards and health cards. So for example, the Thug gives you an extra stim pack. You place it on top of your health, and it sometimes gives you another thing you can do. And some other characters might give you an extra action card when you need it then. But for now, since we chose the scientist, we can discard it and not use it in the game anymore, so just place it somewhere where it doesn't mess with your game. And put the scientist card, or whatever hero you chose, to the right of your loot boxes. Now it's time to explain the map. So these are the map cards. You've got all these regular ones, and then this one with the stripe going through the middle. This is actually the entrance card. It has the same image on both sides, and you place it in the middle of your playing area. And you then take the other cards from the top and place them to the sides of your entrance card map. Just like that. Place the map cards to the bottom like this. And what's actually the objective of the game? Well, the objective of the game is right here in the on the campaign instructions. You can see that there are 7 objectives, and to choose one, we have to shuffle the action card deck and draw the top card. And as you can see, we got a 3. Now this means that our objective will be the third on this list: resolve instrumentation bay and blast door. Now resolving, what is resolving? Well, on our map, a card can be in 2 states. It can either be open, like all of these cards, or when we complete it, we can resolve it, like flip it. And when you flip a card, you actually take another one and another open one and place it to the side. But for now, all of these are open and we'll leave them like that. Now you'll also notice that in the objectives, we've got 7 over here, but only 5 action cards. That means that these 2 can only occur in some of the characters, but not all of them. Okay, so keep this objective in mind. And put this card back in the action deck. And now we've finished the setup and we can continue to actually playing the game. Flip the instructions and put this away, and we can see the what each of the symbols mean. So each card has this section in the bottom, which is divided into divisions. So let's look at what each symbol means. This star means that this challenge, that you might attempt to beat this challenge, and that this challenge requires you to draw a card from the action deck. So let's do that. Let's take the action deck, shuffle it around, and pick the top card. Now we got a 4. What does that mean? Let's look at this card again. It says that if we got a 1, we first of all, the minus means we lose 1 health. So if that would happen, we would take this card and put it to the bottom of our health. So now it will look as we have 1 less health. And the second symbol in 1 means that we just skip it and nothing happens and the card stays right there. Now in our case, we got a 4 and that falls in the 2 to 5 range, which this symbol means that this card gets discarded and another random map card gets put in its place. And if we were to get a 6, this is the best symbol that could happen. This means to resolve this card, which means to flip it over. But for now, let's put it away, put it back somewhere in the map deck, and put a new one in its place. Let's look at this one. This is also a star, but you may notice that it has a triangle around it, which means that you must try to beat it. So you cannot refuse, you must try to beat this one. So let's take our action cards again. Let's shuffle them around and let's take the top one. And as you can see, we got a 2. So we fall into the 1 to 4 range. We lose our health 3 times. So that means we take our health, put all of these cards to the bottom, and now the next symbol means to discard this card, so you don't have to worry about dying immediately. So discard it back into the map deck and take the first one off again, put it in its place. And this card right here says it cannot be resolved, so it's just a dead end. Now it might be a good idea to heal yourself up, so you might take a look at your inventory, but it doesn't seem like we have a medkit or anything in our inventory, so we'll have to try to find one in later in the game. Now you also notice this card on the top here, this is actually the objective of the game, the goal where you have to go. So if we resolve this card, we actually win the game. But it says right here, to resolve, complete the current objective. And remember what our objective was? Our objective was to resolve the instrumentation bay and the blast door. Now it's good because we have the blast door right here, but we still have to find the instrumentation bay. So let's take a look at the blast door. Now this card right here says shuffle access card to the loot. Now the access card is actually an inventory item we have, and using this card we can open this door. So let's do that. Let's shuffle it back into the loot. And what does it say to the right of it? What do we have to do? Well, this is actually a target having the skull symbol. So now, so you can, right here, you see this skull over here? Well, this means we get to just resolve this card. And what does this say? Well, it's a check mark, meaning we resolve this card. And what does resolving actually mean? Well, if we resolve a card, we have to put down a card to the side of it, to each side of the card, not forming a 2x2 square. So we must put a card down here, but we cannot put it here or here, since it will form a 2x2 square. But we must put it down over here. Well, let's move it a bit up a bit. Now, if you don't have enough room on your table for another card, you don't put it down, but in this case, it would be more practical to just move it up a bit. Okay, let's continue. Let's put our action cards away. And let's take a look at this med bay. Well, this is actually a really good card that you can use. It says that either you can just resolve this card and move on, or you can take the medkit card from the loot and resolve this card. Well, obviously we have just 1 health left, and 2 more health would be really beneficial for us. So let's take a look at the loot. Take the medkit to our loot, to our inventory. And if we shuffle it into the loot, we can restore another 2 health. So let's just instantly do that. So we take our health and we put the 2 and 3 to the top and the 4 to the bottom. 1 plus 2 is 3. And now we resolve this card and put another one in its place. Now, this card, another thing, this card can be played. You can, if you already have the medkit in your inventory, you can use it and then open this card to get the medkit back into your inventory. Or you can just leave it open until you've got no health and need the health back, the medkit. I almost forgot to put down another 2 cards to the side, not forming a 2x2 square. Let's take a look at the data crystal right here. It says, when explored, put into the inventory immediately and explore a new map card instead. So let's put that into our inventory and explore a new map card. We got lucky. So let's try to beat this guy over here. This yellow star on the top says that it involves using one action card. And so let's roll. Let's shuffle the action deck and take the first card. It seems to be a 4, meaning that this card gets discarded back into the map deck and a new one gets put in its place, which seems to be the guard bot. Even though we take 2 damage over here and just 1 here, it is better to choose either this or this card, since we could get a loot card from this one and we don't have such a high chance of dying. Now let's try that. Let's take our action cards, shuffle them, and take the top card. Now we got a 3, and this means that we discard this card. So we put it away, and I'll take this one, take it away, and put a new one instead. And it also said to take a loot card from the loot deck. Just take the top one, and it's a grenade. Yeah, now let's take a look at what this one says. It's the air duct. Draw and explore 2 map cards in a way that completes 2x2 squares with other map cards. So this card means that we can put down, for example, 1 card here to complete a 2x2 square, and put down a card here to complete another 2x2 square. And this card gets immediately resolved, and we get to put down another one to the end. Now, as you can see here, this is the instrumentation bay, and this is actually one of our cards that we need to resolve for our objectives. Remember the number 3 over here. And it says shuffle action cards and draw 2 cards from them. Choose one to discard, the rest goes into the action deck. So this is actually a really good card, since we can just choose the lower card and it gets discarded. So choose the top 2, and as you can see, we got the 2 and the 5. Now, in most cards, in not all of them, but in most of them, the top cards are actually more beneficial to us rather than the enemy. So let's discard the 2, so we get a lower chance of being damaged. Just discard from the game. I'll leave this one here. And now that we have resolved the instrumentation, we don't have any room to the side, but we can still put one to the right side of it. So draw a card and put it to the side. Now this is an air duct again, so we got to put down 2 cards to complete a square. But we already have completed our 2 objectives, which is to resolve the instrumentation bay and the blast door, which was here. So we can now resolve the gravity shaft card and complete the mission and escape from the ship. Enjoy playing, and see you later.